the announcement is this. I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout next Friday. Not today, but next Friday. And that particular Google Hangout will be focused on primarily one thing. I'm asking everyone to bring their own personal rap to this particular Google Hangout.
I'm going to expose myself on YouTube. I'm going to make a YouTube video embarrassing myself.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy
G-Man.
You know you're breaking the law right now.
I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir.
I am not playing, Dragnet.
My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity. My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence. My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. No big in this guy, man. My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence. My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. No big in this guy, man. My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
Well, hello there. How's my audio? I actually have a new microphone. It's a fancy Blue Yeti microphone thing, and the boom is coming, I think, Wednesday. So I'll have a fancy setup, and hopefully I can stop muting myself because the mute button is actually on the mic and I can see it. So we'll see. I'm not going to make any promises, but we'll see. So yeah. I was going to upload. Well, I was going to go live this weekend. I think it was supposed to go live Saturday, but
Freedom.
How the hell can atheists manipulate Shanny of atheists don't exist? Also, I didn't know G-Man loves Bukakis.
yeah, I don't. We're gonna find out how the atheists manipulate Shanny. We're gonna find out why. And yeah, I didn't know G-Man liked Bukkake either. I didn't know he liked dudes. But you know what? We learn all kind of things on the internet when people keep talking. But yeah, it's been a fun weekend. My wife was very, very sleepy, so I decided not to go live. That's why you haven't seen me in a few days. She doesn't get a lot of sleep during the week sometimes, for various reasons. I'm probably one of them. But so yeah, that's why I wouldn't go on live. There's been lots of fun videos. Yeah, people were texting me throughout the weekend, and I was just for like an entire day I wasn't getting any text messages, and I didn't think anything of it. And like Sunday afternoon, like around 2, I got a flood of text messages for some reason, and some of them were from Negation of P. I'm not going to say what they were, but you could probably guess. And so it's in relation to the modern day debate fucking showdown that they had. And man, I wish I had gotten those text messages because I could have definitely helped. But yeah, I heard some people were telling me that G-Man was losing his shit against Ned and Matthew Steele. And wow, I'm not surprised. He's, as evidently he's vowed never to go back to modern day debates because he feels, I guess, disrespected. I don't know. I mean, he said that before. He's gotten mad when he doesn't get his way. He's like a fucking child, though. I'm gonna take my ball and go home. So it's like, okay, big bitch, go cry, go home. Nobody cares. So, yeah, he had made a video after the fact. Of course, he went to his own channel to cry about it, and then he deleted it, which I really can't say much because I had made a video. I was like, you know what? I upload a video talking about something that Shanny and Rev tried, but as it turns out, somebody's going to reach out and touch them very soon, so that's fine. Yeah, and it was like that Shanny video that I had uploaded ended up becoming us talking about old movies and cartoons and shit. So I'm like, this is kind of pointless to keep that up. So it's whatever. But I don't often delete videos. But yeah. Sinister Porpoise Sand, right? I'm saving cash right now, but I'd like to welcome G-Man to the LGBTQ family. Wish him happy Pride Month. Exactly. There you go. There you go. Yeah, save your pennies. Save your penny candies. So, anyway, aren't you all curious how people on the internet manipulate Shanny? I've heard this recently before too, from Shanny's mom, indirectly of course, but yeah, evidently all the mean people are exploiting Shanny, and she's a fucking victim, and I'm just like, aren't the same people who are saying that she is a victim and she's being exploited have exploited her and just... Anyway, I don't get it. I make no bones about her being fodder for my channel. That's exactly what the fuck she is. G-Man's fodder for my channel. Absolutely, 100%. There's no illusions about that at all. Absolutely, you are stupid, and you are being exploited currently. Absolutely, continue being stupid. Thank you. I don't have to deal with you. I could just lambaste you and get my hour and a half of giggles in, and that's it. I go about my life. So nobody forces you to be on the internet and be stupid. If you could do the same thing to me, if you were smart enough or talented enough. So I guess not. But anyway, let's get on with it. Let's learn. Yeah, evidently, I think this is the video where he says that they've been paying him again. So I'm not sure if this is it or if there was another one, but supposedly G-Man's been saying that. So videos like this shouldn't shock you. I give you guys an example. G-Man was being a pedophile sympathizer. I'm not a pedophilia, excuse me, a pedophilia sympathizer around the time that the second video from Mom came out. And I'll remind folks, there was a video that Mom did called Jesus in the Shower or some shit like that. But then there was another video where you actually got to see Shanny's dad. And Shanny's dad told a story about her having sex with a supposedly underage boy when she was a lot younger, living with him. And so I was like, oh, that sounds like, yeah. And so this guy ends up making not one but two videos about whether being against pedophilia is biblical.
Shanny is such a sucker. I didn't have to pay G-Man a penny to defend my blatant racism. Once again, everything is coming up Helton.
Yeah, so when Shanny and Rev are giving him money, he'll say whatever the fuck he needs to say. He'll defend their racism. He'll defend pedophilia. G-Man will defend literally anything. It doesn't matter. It does not matter, folks. Something interesting I found out very recently. G-Man talks about this, the slavery issues. The slavery is not wrong in and of itself. The Bible doesn't have chattel slavery in it. I found out that some of his Christian buddies have actually corrected him about that. And so I didn't know that until very recently. So that's something that G-Man neglects to bring up conversations because I'm pretty sure you know why. He needs to have his hate boner against Matt Dillahunty. And especially when these Christian buddies of his told him that Matt was actually right, he threw a fit. So just in case you all didn't know that, then please remind G-Man next time he brings that up. Ask him if some of his Christian buddies in the past have actually told him that Matt was right about the biblical slavery thing. And watch him lie.
All right, you should all be able to hear me. Hello, everyone. Welcome to GTV. I'm G-Man, your host, and today I'm going to be talking about Shanny a little bit. How ShannyforChrist was manipulated by YouTube atheists and why
G-Man's
YouTube
not getting a lot of sleep lately.
Now, I know I put Shanny's name in the title of this video, but she won't be the only person that I'll be talking about. I'll be excluding myself from this since there's more than enough videos out there with me talking about this particular topic regarding myself. But I am going to do this in defense of YouTube theists and Christians on YouTube regarding what we're going to be talking about here today. All right. So are YouTube atheists manipulating Shanny? Let's start off with her first. What do I mean by Shanny actually being manipulated? Actually, let me get the technical definition, because if I just give you my definition, you doesn't even know what the word manipulated means. All right. So to manipulate means to, hold on a minute. It means to handle or control. Okay. I probably would have said something a little bit different. All right. So it means to handle or control in the way that they're controlling her.
All right. So if you're not amongst the people in the know, G-Man is one of the few people online who believe that I actually have like psychic control over people. And I know that sounds weird. I found out from many people behind the scenes and online that G-Man, Veckel, and to a lesser degree True Empiricism, Antonio, actually real life for realsies believe that I have some type of almost supernatural control over people's minds. I'm not joking about that. I'm not being facetious. That's not an exaggeration. They actually believe that. So when you hear him talking about people being controlled by atheists, because it's my understanding that my name comes up in this a lot, he genuinely actually believes that I have the ability to affect people's minds and make them do what I want. So when he talks about this, keep that in mind. And if you ask him about it, he will tell you that I have this ability in not so many words. But get him to talk about it, and he'll actually explain it, right? So it's not, it goes beyond just, well, influence. He thinks that I command people to do things. He thinks I command y'all to give me money. He thinks I command people to go out and harass him in public. He thinks that I can do all these things. So just it is crazy to me. Yeah, I hear Monster Hunter World. Yeah, I hear people playing that again. I enjoy playing it.
Is by well, first of all, before we even get there, let's talk about a couple of things here first. You know, for the longest time, I would probably say for the last maybe 2.5 years, Shanny has been trying to be very friendly with YouTube atheists. The videos don't exist no more because she keeps deleting them. But I could show you a ton of videos where she would get on my case, and other Christians' case, about going back and forth with atheists and telling us that we need to be more loving toward the atheist community. And she was very friendly with them at this particular time. She also, like I said, she would make videos against people who would go after the atheists a little bit too much. Now, I didn't agree with the mentality that she had about that, because I believe that she's recently woke up about all of this since then. But she befriended a particular atheist here on the internet by the name of Dragon Silvis. A lot of you already know who he is. If you're new to my YouTube channel, you're going to get to see who he is in a minute. and me and Shanny had some problems. And
freedom.
Must give Drag my money because he said so.
Yeah, that's not helping. That's not helping that notion. Now he's just gonna that reinforces it. It reinforces it.
And she was friends with him, and he was even giving money to Dragnet. But Dragnet stabbed her in the back, and he's making a lot of YouTube videos on her. Not because I don't think it's because.
You notice how he'll just say, "Well, Dragnet stabbed him in the back, and he stabbed me in the back." And what did I do exactly? How did I stab her in the back? I've already told people that throwing money at me is not a way of allowing yourself to, escape criticism. I made that explicit on a number of occasions. So I'm not sure exactly what that has to do with anything. If you don't want me to criticize you, then definitely don't give me money. But I mean, I don't know what it comes down to with some of you folks, but that's the issue. When you talk about the mindset of somebody like Shanny, someone like G-Man, they don't want people to tell them when they fucked up. They don't want people to point out. Essentially, it's an integrity issue. That's what it comes down to. You're not supposed to have integrity around Shanny. That's why you'll see Rev agree with literally anything that she says. That's why when you see True Empiricism, that's when you'll see Veckel, that's why you'll see Antonio. As to any of these cats around G-Man, they won't actually contradict him. Well, kind of, well, maybe, they'll hem and they'll haw. That's the kind of the best thing that they'll do. They'll offer hemming and hawing. That's not saying you're fucking wrong. They can't actually do that. That takes testicular fortitude. So it is interesting that that's generally what these folks are referring to, because I'm going to call Shanny out on her bullshit. G-Man will flip on a dime. She can pay G-Man to call him every name in the book. That's not how I work. That's not how I work at all. G-Man will excuse pedophilia. G-Man will excuse racism if you give him money. I've seen him do it. He was defending fucking Shanny when she had the allegations against her with her dad. Well, he took them videos down.
He necessarily dislikes her, but I think it's because he knows he can get her to react so that he can make money off of her. Let me show you guys what I'm talking.
Now, actually, there's no amount of money that's worth her misery. That Schadenfreude is worth all that I can get. That's it. That's it. That is it. Her misery is worth the best. She is a horrible, racist, neglectful piece of shit. And there's no amount of money that's going to equal the gratification I get to seeing her miserable. So there you go. So if you want to tell me that I'm a terrible person because of that, I'm fine. I accept the fuck out of that. But it ain't about that. It ain't about that. Hold on, let me catch up with these super chats. Was it Nick? Hold on. I gotta enlarge that. I gotta make it bigger than a baby carrot so I can see it. Sorry. Give me a sec, folks.
Freedom.
Oh boy.
Freedom.
Forgot G-Man does not understand sarcasm.
Okay, so Nick says, I know he was before you. I used to be Christian. Xavier says, Gym 1 p.m. Yeah, we can do gym. Yeah, if it's, I think we got to make a reservation.
Freedom.
No, don't send the money. Why are my fingers sending the money? I am zombie now. Rev is going into physical jail.
Yeah, Rev's going to see something bigger than a baby carrot. I know that much.
Talking about here. Again, this is Dragonut's YouTube channel. Took a peek at it today. Didn't even know he made one about True. All right. So I saw this video here. This is what Drag does to get on Shanny. Shanny tends to respond to stuff like this.
So anytime you hear G-Man tell you a story, when you hear G-Man reference any sequence of events, any interactions with people, okay, you already made, all right, cool, that'll work. Family member who doesn't talk to me decided to send me a friend request. Anytime you hear G-Man reference an interaction, G-Man will every single time omit the beginning of it. And when you hear him talk about the New York trip, he omits the beginning. When you hear him talk about how he was stabbed in the back or someone did something, he omits the beginning because it's someone else that in the scenario is essentially responding to something that he did. When you hear him talk about why he got kicked out of Shield Squad, he'll omit literally everything that he did up until the point that someone responded and got sick of his ass. This is the MO of G-Man. So when he's referencing the video that I did, that's a response to Shanny making 5 videos. 5 videos of the same type, doing her mocking and satirization of other people. Myself, Sock Account, Holy Spackle, Sabella, and it was somebody else, forgot. But not to mention, there were other videos Shanny was making where she was just being a racist douchebag. I was like, whatever, right? So since he wanted to single out me, I said, all right, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That's fine. What's going on, Atheist Roundtable? So it is interesting to me every single time. And yeah, again, he doesn't watch my channel, folks. Remember that. Remember, G-Man never watched my channel. He's referencing what happens next. It's never first. We start in medias res.
So let me show you something here. He's pretending he's Shanny. And in this particular video here, he's making fun of a fibromyalgia. I find it very interesting that that he did this, and there's no videos from Burnt Toast and various other people in here, or Christina Blackfeather saying, how dare you tease her about her fibromyalgia? Don't you understand all of the stuff that you go through?
Fuck her fibromyalgia. I don't think she even has fibro. I think she made it up. So she's never actually gotten an official diagnosis for that. So until she gets a diagnosis, I'm going to make fun of it. And actually, probably even after she gets it, if she ever does, I'll probably make fun of it too, because she didn't give a shit what other people have going on. She doesn't give a shit about anybody else's medical conditions, mental or physical or otherwise. So why should I give a shit about hers? People need to have sympathy for fuck Shanny. Fuck her and Rev. No, absolutely not. Negative. No.
With your fibromyalgia? But when I made my rap video, she got on my
Freedom.
Sorry, I am dyslexic. Knew about him. You the last 6 months. I found G-Man when I was a Christian years ago. I is no true Scotsman him.
case about me bringing up something that Ray Alex said on his own YouTube channel, just to show you the hypocrisy out of some of these people here online, right?
The hypocrisy.
So Dragnut made a skit video about ShannyforChrist, and I think he did it, to entertain his audience and to poke fun at Shanny, knowing that Shanny will respond. If Shanny responds, then it will pique the interest of his channel. His channel will respond by giving him super chats and money for continually railing and teasing her, where he will continually
not upset at all
there to try to manipulate her and get her to act a certain way, so he can make a response video, so he can make super chats and make money.
Okay, so get this. Big brains, folks, is the fucking brain trust, Shanny and Rev and G-Man and others. If that's what the fucking plan is, here we go. If that's what's going on, then it's real fucking easy just to ignore my ass, isn't it? That's it. It literally, it stops that's the whole cycle. You just take that part out. You go, I'm just not gonna give him a response, and then can't make content if you don't. Like this grand scheme that he's uncovered. He's done all the legwork. He stayed up all night talking to Veckel and chewing empiricism on the phone, kicking his little feet in the air, and he figured it out. Good job, Sherlock Holmes. Good job. So if you know that's the fucking plan, why do you and every other fucking idiot keep falling for it? You have to really ask yourself, at what point are you culpable for your part or your role in this cycle? Really? Come on. If it's all just that. It's amazing to me how you big brain motherfuckers have not broken that cycle, if that's what's happening. I'm repeating it just to let it marinate in that tiny cavity you call a brain case. You contribute to it. It's incumbent upon you. I can't do it if you don't provide it. Idiot.
Again, I can use various different Christians on how atheists are doing this on YouTube and are profiting from it. I remember when me and Shanny was right before we was having our problems, and after we had our problems, and before Dry turned on her, I told her not to trust that guy. And I made several YouTube videos, I believe on Marked by God. No. Yeah, Marked by God when it was up. And on this YouTube channel and on my main channel saying these words, that when they're done with me, what do you think they're going to do to you? You understand what I'm saying? And I think Shanny's starting to get that and understand that now, that these people will use you for a time. They will be friendly with you for a time. But when they're done with their objective, they're going to turn their attention on you. And you need to always be mindful of that when you're dealing with the atheist community. All right. Now, mind you, this is not a video about whether or not Shanny is a Christian. This has nothing to do with me talking about the house or anything like that. This has to do with how this woman is being manipulated. People like Burnt Toast,
shout out Burnt Toast,
and other people on here are doing what other YouTubers doing. That's respond to the things that's coming out of her mouth and the things that she says.
Freedom! Freedom!
G-Man is right. It's wrong to make fun of the fact that Shanny weighs 700 pounds and can't stand up for more than 30 seconds. She's suffered for too long.
Too long. Too long has she suffered, and it's wrong for all of you folks to make fun of her. She's a human being.
And I think that not all of them, but some of them are looking for her to respond in a certain way so they can make money from her. And the reason why they can get away with this is because Christians tend to be very passive. Some people don't fully grasp that scripture, what it means by turning the other cheek, and they tend to ignore the totality of the Bible. They tend to forget that David, a man of war, was a man after God's own heart, and believes that if somebody comes to punch you in the face, that you just keep walking and act like nobody ever did anything to you. You know what I mean?
Getting punched in, this is the internet. No one's punched you in the face. Shut up. I know you're being hyperbolic. I understand. But it's not even close. Not even you have an option. You have to set up the stream. You have to sit here at the computer, lock computer door up. You have to go to the YouTubies or the Streamy Labs, and you have to type some stuff in. You got to do some clicking. You got to make a conscious decision every step of the way to add to the nonsense. You have a choice. She can choose to make those stupid ass videos about Animal Crossing, or she can be an antagonist. She has that ability. You have that choice. But the problem is that Shanny, at every step of the way, it seems, and I'm noticing this with a lot of people, G-Man too, got too many people in their life, especially in the past, just trying to smooth shit over, just trying to excuse their behavior. And now folks are upset when they start turning on them. That's what I've noticed. There is not enough people in y'all's real life to slap y'all in the fucking face or to punch you in the throat for real, to say there's consequences for your actions. That's why Shanny and Rev are both in trouble now with the law. They didn't understand that. Rev is sure as hell didn't understand that. He understands now. He got 2 charges slapped against him. And he's going to have a third, maybe. We'll see. But you still haven't gotten that. It's everybody else's problem to step to the side for y'all's idiocy. No, absolutely not. If you are upset, if you're mad that I benefit from your misery, then guess what? You have an active decision to make. Pretend it's a multiple choice game show. What do I do in this scenario? Do I keep doing what I've always been doing and then claim to be a victim, or do I stop? Or I'll just kind of keep complaining about it and just, complain and everything and whatnot. And. Choice is yours.
And that's not what we're supposed to do. They get away with this stuff because Christians sit back and they don't do anything about it.
Uh-oh.
They do a lot of blah, 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 but they don't do anything about it. You theists out there, when you attack, when atheists are attacking a theist or anybody out there that they disagree with, and you do nothing You are giving them permission to keep doing what they are doing.
So what you gonna do?
All right. They can get in a lot of trouble if they are interfering in your home, like which we're about to get into next. For the longest time, and I know Vaughn's probably going to be watching this, is going to be like, amen, in a minute. But CPS has been called on Shanny for Christ on multiple times by the atheist community, where they have called, and it ain't just CPS, the atheist community at this particular point, is also atheist synthesizers.
Wait, hold, wait. I saw some of y'all say something in some of my chats about synthesizers. Is this what the fuck? Is this what y'all were talking about? Because he fucked up like 3 times.
Freedom.
If Shanny was a jelly bean, she would be bamboozled. Get it because those ones taste gross. Rev gets it because she peed on him.
That's nasty. So this did he say atheist synthesizers like a fucking electronic device that controls, you know, sound waves and shit like that with music? That's that. An atheist synthesizer. You need to go all the way back to fucking school, my man. The malaprops need to stop. I'm just like, oh my god. You barely have a grasp of the English language, but you're trying to tell people your broken translation of what you think this biblical text says. This is crazy to me. You can barely English good, but you're gonna tell everybody else how to save their man. Get the hell out of here. Oh my god. This dude, atheist synthesizers. Atheist, and he fucked up and stopped himself and tried to correct and still fucked up too. Atheist synthesizers. I need to come out with a merch store with just all little images of atheist synthesizers, just all these weird little malaprops that he has. Because this is cute. This is cute. This is why people shouldn't be pushed through school when they clearly don't have what it takes.
People like we have some people out there that's professing to be Christians, and then they're hanging out with atheists, defending atheist positions, defending their worldview, defending evolution, and then they're calling CPS on the theists here on YouTube, as well as the atheist community. So
drove my wife insane.
Her house, questioning her about her kids, you know what I mean, and that's harassment. But they do this over and over and over again. It's partly Shanny's fault because Shanny, lets everybody know. Shanny inadvertently lets everybody knows where she is.
Now you notice that G-Man he's going to attribute some of that scenario, the calling the CPS. He's attributing some of that to her, which a lot of it is her fault because, well, she's the one showing evidence that she's a neglectful fucking sack of shit. But do you notice that G-Man rarely takes responsibility for his own self? Y'all notice that? He can say other people need to take responsibility, but when it comes to his name being out there and his address, he won't actually. It's everybody else's fault. Everyone else's fault but his. So it's good that he's chastising Shanny here just a slight bit, even though she's still paying him. But man, he can't actually apply that to himself.
Is I don't know, or they are finding out where she is without her knowing this. All right. But the point of the matter is, these people are wrong by calling CPS because you don't like the words that's coming out of her mouth on her YouTube channel. You're supposed to be the champions of freedom of speech, but when somebody uses their freedom of speech, you guys get butthurt, and then you want to call.
No, see, what you idiots don't understand about freedom of speech. I'm not the government. I'm not the state. I'm not the government. I'm not stopping you from saying what the fuck you want to say. But you don't understand that there's consequences. When Shanny starts threatening Nancy Pelosi and saying that she's going to kill her, that's not freedom of speech. Sorry. There's exceptions to freedom of speech. Death threats ain't among them. Sorry, buddy.
Child protection services for nothing. For absolutely nothing. Put your children on camera.
No, not like Shanny.
You understand what I'm saying? So they'll do stuff like this and they get away with it because we sit back and we do nothing. Let me tell you something. It is better to take somebody to court and lose and make them spend money on a lawyer, make them spend money on defending themselves in court and lose, then it is to do nothing. Because as long as you do nothing, this will continue to happen. But I'll take it a step further. Not only are they harassing her regarding her kids, not only are they harassing her regarding betraying her, because you know what I mean, they believe it's more profitable to harass her than it is to leave her alone. But they're also getting on Shanny and Rev about can I put this? Let me see something. I brought up the home life, I brought up CPS. But they're also getting on her about some of the videos that she's making and whatnot. And
so there's an old video where G-Man mentions Depakote and Thorazine. Yeah, I remember him mentioning those. Yeah, put that in the comments afterwards so I could take a look at that. And I'm gonna have my buddy Aceto Koe take a look at that video and see what he thinks, because he prescribes shit like that. Well, he knows about it. I'll say that.
Folks, it's Gazebo Gary.
Gazebo Gary.
And they're going on their YouTube channels, trying to build their own channels, which, believe it or not, there's nothing wrong with them trying to build their own YouTube channels. But you're not supposed to do it by deliberately lying with the intent on deceiving other people about this person.
Well, lying would kind of imply that you have the intention of deceiving. So who's doing that, G-Man? Where's the evidence of this? I would love, because I keep hearing that I'm lying about people. I don't have to at all. I just tell the truth on you idiots. So when I do, you get mad because y'all can't, for some reason, acknowledge what's wrong with you. Obviously, you can't because you're delusional and you got a bunch of dick suckers around you. But now Shanny has an enabler, the baby carrot, who also is going to say whatever the fuck she wants. So, you know what? Hey, needs to be somebody to tell you the truth. Congratulations.
Shanny has said some things on her channel that I do not agree with. Okay?
Sure.
Shanny and Rev has said things on their channels that I do not agree with.
Sure. Oh, yeah. So like them threatening to take you to court, them telling you that you are pretty much well, I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, I don't think you are actually offended by any of the racial stuff. I think you like it as long as you're getting paid for it.
Responses. All right. Some of them video responses that I made were quite brutal. They made video responses about me that some would say was quite brutal. But they have the right to make their video responses. And so do you. What you don't have the right to do is harass her and lie about her and slander her name on here. But anyway, I'm kind of going off on a tangent. You guys are manipulating her because you're trying to get her to react.
He's in his feels
so that you can make money. It ain't just her. You tried that mess with true empiricism. You know what I mean? You guys got into a petty disagreement with him about whether or not DNA dissolved, or whether what was it? Whether or not DNA dissolved.
I don't remember what it was.
Or whether or not DNA what was it? I forget the other word.
You don't even know what you're talking about. You have no idea. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. There you go.
Freedom.
Damn, G-Man working hard for Shanny's money. Shanny's buying support. Did you see Baby Carrot giving money to Syphilis Santa?
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard that. That's what he's doing. Well, look, that's the only way that they can actually acquire friends. You know, have y'all noticed that? Every person that they try to give money to, there's always this implicit notion that you need to be in their corner. They tried it with David Weiser, and David Weiser actually ended up making a video talking about it after the fact. They tried it with me and found out real quick that's not how I operate. They tried it with G-Man. Now they're doing it with Syphilis Santa. And Rev has not still figured out yet that he needs to actually build himself. Well, he needs more of a dick, honestly, to be considered a bit of a man. But anyway, I'm not going to trans shame. I'm not going to do that. He needs to actually build a goddamn backbone and a personality, rather than trying to buy people, because he claims that he's not, but that's exactly what the fuck he tries to do. Just throwing money at people, and that's supposed to grease the wheels, and that's supposed to get them in his corner, and they're not supposed to contradict him, they're not supposed to say shit, and he still hasn't figured that shit out. That's not how stuff works, but he's upset. We don't have any friends. Well, because y'all are just shitty people, and you try to manipulate people with money. Sorry, that's the truth.
All the teachers, doctors, social workers, and members of my own family that contacted CPS were all atheists and dragoons. Confirmed.
Exactly. Die-cast racist with Vaughn. Exactly.
Empiricism thing up in this.
Syphilis, Sansa, is Steve McRae.
But the point of the matter is they got into a real petty argument over what happens to DNA in water. You know what I mean? And they went back and forth. Steve McRae built an entire YouTube channel on that one little thing, on a disagreement with true empiricism. And it kept going back and forth and back and forth. But the point of the matter is, it got so silly that they was trying to find out where this man worked so that they could try to get him fired. The atheists are doing...
Yeah, so that actually never happened. So it's funny that he mentions that's not actually what happened, because this went on for 2 years, the DNA and water thing. What G-Man's talking about was a completely separate event where True Empiricism was making comments about where I live and where other people live and saying that, well, you know what, he's doing better in life. And so it became personal because True can't actually take criticism. Everything gets fucking personal. Doesn't matter how academic or scholarly the topic is. We're talking about science. He starts talking about people in real life. So said, okay. Interestingly enough, True still had up stuff from an old website, and all of his docs were up there. And so a Christian contacted him and said, you need to take that down. And so True Empiricism then said, look, they're trying to find me. No, idiot. If you type in your real name, a website registration form pops up with all of your information. So if someone's typing in your name, trying to find some videos on YouTube that you did a while back, and that comes up, guess what the fuck? It doesn't take a genius to figure that shit out at all. But it is funny to me that that's the way that True Empiricism, well, he lives in a weird delusion where everyone's victimizing him. I don't know. He's another fucking Looney Tune. But a Christian went to True Empiricism and told him about that. And so around the same time, I go, okay, that's his address. Let me actually see this house that he's been trying to use as leverage against me personally. Come to find out, his house was worth less than my car. The current car that I have right now is worth more than True's house. And so we laughed at his ass for lying. Notice that people weren't sending shit to his house. No one was doing anything to him because it wasn't publicly known what the address even was, because me and a few other people knew about it because that Christian told us about it. Even when we were laughing at him and talking shit Tuesday, we didn't release the address. So if he's saying that this happened, well, where's the evidence for it? Where's the evidence that people were going out trying to dox him and find out any of that kind of stuff? G-Man's lying again. And True helped him lie, actually. But none of them can actually find out where any of that stuff actually happened, the way that they said it happened. But this is what you have to kind of expect from people who just live in a victimhood bubble. They fabricate shit. G-Man conflated two separate events in two separate time frames. But it doesn't matter. As long as he gets to say that somebody said something mean to my boyfriend True, everything else doesn't matter. He'll just fabricate it.
Doing this with S.J. Thomason. They keep threatening to call her work. And I notice that every time an atheist gets butthurt on this YouTube platform about something that a theist says on here that they think is justification for them to try to get somebody fired from their job or to try to take away their livelihood. And they try to use this as justification. And when they call themselves good people by doing this. And then what I notice they like to try to do is they like to try to twist it to try to make it look like it was your fault that you did it. And again, we Christians, we sit back, we do nothing, and this kind of thing continues to happen. As long as you do nothing, nothing is going to change. I've never seen a bully stop bullying somebody because the person did nothing. Your parents, if some of you even have those things, told you that if you get bullied in school, you'll find the biggest.
Some of us didn't have parents. I was generated spontaneously from a rock.
The strongest one, it doesn't even matter if you win the fight. You make sure you send a message to the rest of those people that you're willing to fight back. And many of them will back off and leave you alone.
That's actually how you get your ass whooped. But if you believe that, G-Man, if you believe, I'm still so where are you at in this process, in this resolution, where you've taken on the biggest bully and you taught him a lesson? What have you done, G-Man? Because I'm still doing what I'm doing. I'm still at nothing that y'all have actually said or done has deterred me in the least. So what have y'all done exactly? I'm genuinely curious.
You know what I mean? But they did the same thing with me. Some of them are saying, "Oh, you know, we called your job." You're gonna love this one, guys, because I just got finished utterly just destroying somebody who left a comment on my channel here. We called your job and you answered the phone. Doesn't mean I was working that day. Doesn't mean I was getting paid. Doesn't mean I was on the books. Doesn't mean any of those things. You heard my voice on the phone, so that means I wasn't fired. Like you people are crazy. You know what I mean?
So the funny part is that now G-Man's his new revision of history about when he lied about being fired is that, well, I could have just been there. I could have been a volunteer. You know what? It could have been, you just heard my voice. You know, it could have been it could have been damn alien who was imitating me. You don't know. What's funny is that G-Man forgets that there's somebody in his area that could see him in there working. And he still forgets that he spoke to that person. He had no idea. And I kept warning him, like G-Man, you keep talking about what people are doing. You keep lying. There's people who can fact check you. So, yeah. So you can try that, G-Man. You can try it all day long. But your lies only go so far. Sorry, buddy. They only go so far. Hate to tell you.
The good thing about that situation is that
almost forgot. Well, that was around the same time Shanny was mad at him. And Shanny, at the time, we're talking to quite a few of us, and actually told us that G-Man told her to lie, because this is, mind you, also around the same time that he was moving. He had already moved after the fact. After that whole fiasco, he had moved into the house, and then the falling out happened. And so Shanny was telling about me and Hogtie, and there was somebody else in that call too. I'm trying to remember who the other person, I think it might have been a female. But Shanny actually said that, yeah, G-Man told her to lie and say that he got fired just so Atheists would stop calling his job. So Shanny told on you, buddy. Sorry.
The boss that's there said he is more than willing to go to court and to prove that I was fired. And to also show all of the results of all these false phone calls. Not false phone calls. People ordering pizzas and Chinese food and construction supplies and all this other stuff at this particular place in order to get me fired from my job because they don't like who I am, which atheists aren't in the habit of doing here on YouTube. Okay? So it's one of the reasons why I call these people the most... it's one of the...
Oh, the other person was Sabella. That's who it was. Yeah, so yeah, she had told Sabella as well that G-Man... it did in fact was still working. Sorry. So that's another confirmation. Isabella, and mind you, is a Christian. So G-Man is trying to stack another lie on top of another lie, and say that, well, you know, I'll just cover for me. It's okay. I just need those atheists to stop. And even though I said, look, and me and Nate and quite a few other people said, yeah, okay, you're calling this job trying to get him fired. Not cool. Not cool at all. The way that I found out was that somebody in his area was looking for an appliance and had called. So, hey.
One of the reasons why I refer to these people as being worse than Nazis. And I say this, and I'm not saying that to trigger nobody. I really do mean that. I mean that from the crevice of my heart. You know what I mean? From the bottom of my heart, because you know what I mean? Muslims aren't doing this. Al-Qaeda is not doing this. Okay? You don't have other religions doing this, according to you guys. Okay? It is atheists that are doing these kind of things. So before you sit there on your high horse and act like religion is a problem with this, and religion is a problem with this, and religion is a problem with this, remember who's the ones that's going out there talking about people's livelihood. And then on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, after they take away your livelihood, they want to sit there and say that you're not doing good in life. Wait a minute, hold on. Let's say hypothetically speaking that was true, and it's not. But let's say hypothetically speaking that was true. Who was the one that got me fired? Who was the one that was calling the job saying I was doing things that I wasn't doing? Who was the one ordering stuff there that I never ordered?
It's those mean atheists.
No, I would be in that position because of you guys, the atheist community.
So that's everyone else's fault. That's not your fault at all. Okay. So you take no responsibility for any of that. Interesting.
Von Helton had CPS called on him multiple times.
He was
By
neglecting
who?
children.
Take a guess. Come on.
Yes, absolutely. Von Helton neglects his children. He deserves to have CPS called on him for the welfare of the kids. So if you think that people trolling you for making phone calls and someone reporting child neglect is the same thing, there's something fucking wrong with your head. Von Helton has had his kids taken 11 times for a reason. And not all those were people on the internet. There's at least one of those instances where the school nurse from the kid's school noticed some things about the kids. And the nurse called CPS. So you can claim that it's this big conspiracy, but Von Helton's a piece of shit. So I don't know. Hillary Pugh says Thicky is the one who started sending pieces to atheists, and G-Man thought it was hilarious. Oh, thank you, Hillary Pugh, for reminding me about. Yes, there we go. That's something that G-Man. Oh man, I don't know if them hangouts are still around. That was years ago. That had to have been like, oh, wow, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Yo, man, that's a blast from the past. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay when it happens to other people. It's not okay when G-Man is then at the brunt of that. That's classic G-Man.
It wasn't a religious organization according to the atheist community. It was YouTube atheists. Okay? And they do this. They do this obviously to try to harm you, because I don't see what good can possibly come from it. But they do this to try to harm you. And then these people will manipulate the situation so that they can make money on it by trying to make themselves come out the good guy. And the only reason they can do this is because they're in a court of public opinion, and they're not in a real court. They're not. No one's taking legal action against these guys. Why do you think when they come in the room, they don't like to cut their cameras on? Why do you think they don't use their real names and they always want to get your information?
Your real name is G-Man? Okay, I didn't know that.
Why do you think when I make them come into my room and I'm suspicious, they got to cut the cameras on? It's called holding you accountable for what you say and what you do.
That's cool. Now, when are you going to hold yourself accountable to the physical threats that you've made to people throughout the years? Because you are definitely owed a physical, real-life ass whooping. Quite a few, in fact. So if you want to talk about being held accountable, you need to start with your damn self. Because your buddies to your left and your right not going to do it. So before you start telling other people what they need to do and how they should, and prescribing all this course of action, start with your damn self, my man.
Well, let's get back to ShannyforChrist here for a moment, okay? Okay?
Shanny's a
Some
victim.
of you are saying, oh, she's doing porn, she's cussing, she's doing this, and she's doing this. What are you doing to help her?
I am saying that she should not be showing her bare naked ass for anybody to see, because that's disgusting. Quite a few people, Christian otherwise, said that, why are you doing porn? Ain't you a Christian? But look, the intensity, the lack of sleep, man, them eyes are red. Woo! He is not happy. Notice how it is not her issue. It's not her fault. It's that, what did you do to help? I'm not Shanny. I'm not her game warden. She's not running in the savannah. Rolling in the savannas in my nature preserve. Ain't my damn child. And even, well, we've seen what happens anyway when the parent tries to step in. So it's always somebody else. It's always the other person. Always the other person. You being culpable for your own actions, not something G-Man's used to. Let me just deflect. I'll just deflect. There we go.
Stop. You atheists ain't doing nothing.
Dragnet has G-Man has no problem with being buddied with Pillbox. Wasn't he calling people pedos publicly? Yes, actually, there was. Thank you for reminding me that. And I'm not going to say the guy's name, but there was a guy that we interacted with quite often. Very, very cordial guy. who would come around G Plus and participate in the hangouts and everything and whatnot. And Pillbox, MG42 Pillbox, would call this guy a pedophile because he didn't agree with him. This guy was not in any way, shape, or form a pedophile. But because Pillbox would actually make posts with it, because this guy used his real name. If you search this guy's name, the Google Plus post would come up and the word pedophile would be next to it. So he had to delete everything. He couldn't even participate anymore because Pillbox had done that. G-Man was cool with that. When stuff happens like that to other people, G-Man's all for it. Because you know what? It's another atheist down. Thank you for reminding me about that. Because that was a decision was made afterwards for all of us that none of us would host Pillbox because people told him that he was fucked up for that. People other than G-Man, excuse me. And so it's like if he is willing to do that and he thinks that that's funny and that's cool, then we're not going to deal with him. So he ended up getting pushed out to the outskirts, and nobody would have him on the fucking channel, but G-Man, because that's okay. G-Man has actually done that. There's another guy that G-Man likes to mention that says that he's a pedophile. G-Man has no evidence for this at all, but G-Man likes to say that because it's cool to do that shit to other people. It's not cool. That's why when people do shit to G-Man nowadays, go for it. I don't give a shit. Go for it. Because I used to like when the guy forgot who it was, somebody who still watches me, and I thought he stepped over the line. Quite a few of us thought he stepped over the line. We're going to G-Man, the Yelp review, whatever it was on fucking Google, and leaving a shitty review underneath G-Man's job and mention his name and all that kind of stuff. So that's not cool. And the video's still on my channel because this was during, I think, Hurricane Harvey. And I had made a video while I was in the car going to visit my folks. And so we can have integrity and call out one of our own when that happens. But when G-Man has shit like that, no, it's cool. He's fine because that's something happening to an atheist. He didn't give a shit. So that's why I'm at the point where whatever happens to G-Man, he deserves because he's a piece of shit.
You're sitting back, you're making fun of her, and you're laughing, and you're collecting super chats. So I sit back and I don't make a YouTube video about it, praying for her, hoping that she repents and stop doing the things that she's doing. And I'm the bad guy again, because the atheist community needs to make a couple of bucks on the internet because they do not care about their fellow man.
No, I care about people who deserve it. There are plenty of people who are Christian, actually, who's speaking of which, big shout out to Faithful to God. His birthday's today. He turns 24. So actually, that's somebody, now that I think about it, that I do care about. Every time I talk to the man, I talk like 2.5 hours, anime and all types of stuff. And so his well-being is actually important. When he was going through something in his life and G-Man was trying to take money from him during that time, I was the one trying to rectify it. So in that one scenario, one of us is a grifting lying ass thief and the other is genuinely trying to help another human being. So you don't deserve to chastise anybody, G-Man, about what they will and won't do and what people should do. You're a piece of shit, G-Man. Gary. You are in no position at any point in time in life to talk down to anybody. And if you're wondering, G-Man, about that with super chats and stuff going, you know what I do with it? I bought me some tires and I got my key fob battery replaced. That was $500 gone. Yes, that's where y'all's money's going, by the way. And 50 of that went to Faithful to God for his birthday. So if you're upset by that, let me know. Come to me, G-Man. Message me on Skype like you've been doing if you're upset. Because that's what happens. Mrs. Drag got some filet mignon the other day. And I bought me some lobster bisque from Perry Steakhouse because their lobster bisque is delicious. And I ate it on the salt mine. So there we go. There we go. If y'all not friends with Faithful to God, y'all need to. He's a good ass dude. So it is interesting to me. Real interesting on the things that you want to focus on and the things that you don't embody your damn self. You always want to tell people how they should live their life and what they should do. But my God, if you don't actually take the time to incorporate and internalize that shit in yourself. I'm actually very grateful that you shat on your former Christian buddies, because I got a chance to know them a bit better, because now that they separated themselves from you, I get to see who they really are. Not because what ended up happening, for y'all who don't know, is former compatriots in Shield Squad doing their own thing, going their own way, and I get a chance to learn about the Black Hebrew Israelites. I get a chance to actually find out what's going on and why these guys have a major, one of their major headquarters is here in Houston. Didn't know that. I get a chance to learn what G-Con does in his real life after he took me and my wife out to dinner. I got a chance to actually meet this guy in real life. Got a chance to learn about Faithful to God and why he does what he does. Got a chance to learn about so many things we talk about. And I don't even like talking on the phone. But every time I talk to him, it's over 2.5 hours. Because we cover so many things. But I would not have had that opportunity unless this idiot here fucked them over so bad. So thank you, G-Man. Your fuckery actually helped me find 2 decent dudes to talk to and learn from. So thank you. Thank you for also trying to take money from one of them while his dad lay dead. Thank you.
All right. Everything that you guys, a lot of times what you see Shanny responding to on her channel, not lately, not with the political stuff. A lot of times when she's responding to people, at least in the past, she was responding to a lot of atheists here on the internet.
Yeah, the car was so much because I went to Nissan rather than going to a regular tire place. So yeah, 2 tires. It was 2 tires and then the fob battery. And it ended up coming up to like $500. So I was like, fuck it, whatever. Instead of me going to 2 different places and doing it, it's like, so they got me. They got me.
Saying things about her in order to try to get her to respond a certain way. A lot of the responses that she did came directly from you guys. You are just as guilty as her. You guys were the ones that went out there and said certain things to trigger her, to get her to act a certain way. Now, if God was here, he wouldn't let her get away with the things that she's saying, just like he wouldn't let you get away with the things that you're doing. You was the ones who instigated the situation. I still say to this very day that the reason why I don't have that house right now is because atheists lied and manipulated this woman into believing a lie. I believe that to this very day. Dragnet and even more proof of this, okay? If you look at Dragnet's going around saying that G-Man mishandled PayPal donations. Now he thinks that's hurt my YouTube channel. No, actually, he's kind of helping it now, because now people are donating more because they realize how much of a liar that man is. There's a lot of people that don't listen to that fool no more because they realize he lied. Because he forgets that people can come and talk to me in private. He forgets this. You know what I mean? But he's made several videos. Oh, look at G-Man didn't do this, and G-Man don't donate to G-Man. This is the same guy that was laughing when I was out in the cold. This is the same person that was telling people not to donate to me when it was time for me to get out that house. This was the same.
Absolutely. So sorry, I had to make a phone call real quick. So yes, I was laughing at you because you were a little cold through your own devices. Absolutely. And I had no empathy for you because you were lying and grifting again. Because I knew one of the people who had offered you room and board. But the stipulation was that they were not going to give you cash. They were not going to just throw money at you. And that's the part that you love to leave out of that. I have no issue with people actively grifting people. I even talked to Weiser about it. And when Weiser gave you money, you neglected to mention that you still hadn't left the house. You neglected to mention that you had other offers. Jesus, I got my mile of props. You neglect to mention all those fun things when you talk about these situations. And this is why I tell you, when he tells you these stories, he's going to omit important details, like specifically stuff at the beginning. But he's upset that I call him out on that. G-Man has lied to people for money. G-Man has grifted people for money. This is what G-Man does. This is who he is. That's why he's here. That's why he's upset. Is because I don't have to lie. I can show people exactly who he is and what he does. If you guys want receipts on that claim, I can get Doc Savage. We still have some of the screenshots somewhere. I got to check my recycle bin. But Doc Savage can confirm that he was one of the first people that offered G-Man free room and board and groceries delivered to that place. Wherever the hotel or motel was, he was going to have it Instacarted to G-Man's place to provide him with sustenance. But G-Man did not want that. And so he started telling people that he didn't have offers. I said again, offers. Like, come on, dude. Do you really think that no one's going to call you on that? So yes, when you put yourself in that scenario so you can grift money from people like you do for any other scenario, I'm going to call you out. I'm going to laugh at you.
Hey man, that was going behind my back, going to Shanny and telling Shanny lies in order to get me to leave that house.
Yep, so this is another part of the rumor mill. And I've asked G-Man where the evidence is for that, and he won't show it. So anytime he mentions that I'm going and running lying to Shanny and telling her stuff, I know who told Shanny that rumor. Because that person messaged me on Facebook and confirmed that they told him. So ask G-Man where the evidence. Ask him to show you where the evidence. He doesn't have any. G-Man's lying again. He was offered free education a few times. Who was it? Yeah, so Loose for All Might, there's somebody in my chat here offered him free education. And Doc Savage offered him free education. Quite a few people have over the years. He wants money. That's why G-Man is raising all these issues. That's why he's upset. That's why when I go, hey, you want to cut these super chats, you see him pause for a second. You see him pause because that's exactly what the fuck he's after. I told him, I said, look, if you want to do that, monetize your fucking channel, review my videos. Go for it. I'll make videos just so you can do it. And see what you get. You might get hate donations. They might get charged back, but whatever. But he's upset. He has to find a way to trick people into giving him money so he can escape criticism. If people are donating to him because they think it's for a worthy cause, like he's in trouble, then he can, that he can offer that plausible deniability. But if it's just open super chats, then he falls under the same criticism that he's trying to give me. So that's the challenge for G-Man. Find a way to get people to give him money so that he can do what other people are doing. Why do y'all think he mentions McRae so often? He wants to be able to live off of YouTube and not actually work. If y'all didn't know that. Why do y'all think he keeps mentioning him and his success? Because he knows. He sees what when y'all give super chats, he watches that. He thinks that I live off of that, but I don't. I just go and buy fucking lobster bisque and get my tires changed. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Right? He knows that if he takes money, he's admitting that you've been right all along. Thank you, Otto. Thank you. Exactly. He can monetize his channel. He has the ability to do it. He has that ability. But he can't get away with it. Because some of y'all have seen that he does have a PayPal linked to his main account when he's doing his G podcast for the Black Hebrew Israelites. That's the donation for his ministry bill, because that money ends up going to pay the Blog Talk Radio subscription. I think it's like $42 or something like that. I might be wrong. There's a few tiers for that service. I don't remember the exact number, but that's what he refers to as his ministry bill. So that's typically where that money goes. But that's specifically for Black Hebrew Israelites. He doesn't have that same setup when he talks and he deals with atheists. So, this is how G-Man operates. I know that's needlessly convoluted, but if y'all don't believe me, go look. He has his PayPal under there, and he'll tell people if you feel like you want to give me a blessing and contribute to the ministry, go watch his Black Hebrew Israelite videos on his main channel. It's there.
And I'm sure at that particular time, everybody thought they was going to be friends.
It's Cash App now. Yeah, he did get kicked off of PayPal. Thank you.
I made a YouTube video because I'm the bad guy. Nobody's supposed to listen to me. I made a YouTube video saying that when they're done with me, what do you think they're going to do to you? And only a few people listened. Then how a situation ended, and then I was able to just say whatever I needed to say regarding that situation. And Dragnut showed his true colors. And
Not even my final form.
Drag is showing that he never cared about this woman as a friend. As a matter of fact, Dragnut has a horrible history of having friends here on the internet. Look.
Yeah, because I don't know you people. There's like 170 people watching me. I probably actually know 3 of them. No, I don't just say, well, this person threw money my way. They're my friend now. We can go out and suck each other's dicks. No, absolutely not. 95% of the people watching me right now have no idea who I really am. You know my real name, you know where I am, but you don't actually know me. This is the problem with people like G-Man. Fuck Shanny. Fuck Rev. We're never friends with them. I don't know them. The problem with people like you, G-Man, the problem with some of y'all on the interwebs, think that because you exchange a few nice words with somebody under any platform, then you're goddamn friends. I don't know most of the folks I interact with. We're associates. That's what, yeah, absolutely. We're acquaintances. We've interacted, but we're not fucking friends. Never were. So there's no grand betrayal like you guys like to pretend that there is. I'm a motherfucker on the internet saying stuff and people are watching me and talking to me. No, he doesn't have a large audience on Blog Talk. Most people don't even use that anymore. I'm not even sure why it's still around. It's like Vaughn TV. Have anybody seen Vaughn TV? Exactly. But it is crazy to me that this is how he depicts stuff. I'd know better than to try and be Shanny's friend. I'll be cordial with her when she's not being a fucking cunt, but that's the best you're going to get out of me because I already know how she is. She'll flip on you like that. So why would I ever try to be real life friends with her? She's a worthless sack of shit and will continue to be for the rest of her miserable ass life. Her and Rev. They're not the type of people I associate with in real life and would never. Just in case they didn't know that. I tend to keep blatant overt racists to the side. And people who have no integrity and have no ability to correct their own actions and to introspect, they're not worth my fucking time. They're less than me. So, since they both fall into that category and you fall into that category, y'all worthless ass people. It's just crazy to me that you think that you are actually worthy enough to be in my fucking circle. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And there are people who feel the same way about me. And that's fine. I talk too much shit for some people. There's a Acetal. He mentioned Haldol and Depakote. Yeah, so Acetal, you know more about them drugs than me, man. You're the doctor. Lamed had mentioned that earlier, that G-Man specifically mentioned those 2 drugs. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence he just mentioned those. So I'm thinking, same thing y'all thinking. He was probably on them drugs at some point in time. And he's off now, which would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I know it's Acetal. Yeah, I remember. You need to change your name so I easily remember. But, man, it's crazy to me.
Look at his relationship with Reg Rhetoric. Look at his relationship with Steve McRae. All right? Give it enough time. It'll be Scientist Sam. It'll be...
No, so let's look at those two individuals. So, one of those individuals came on the scene to ride my coattails and Sam's coattails and Fiona's and CRISPR's coattails and tried to make money off of us. And when we brought it up, he's like, I shouldn't have to do anything. You know, you guys are going to get exposure just by being on my channel once I consolidate everything. No, bitch. No. You're not going to exploit us so you can make money off of us. That's not how that's going to work. And we told him, bye. That's what happened with that. Redline's a bit different, though, because he decided that he wanted to align himself with Steve because exploiting people is something that Reds is good at. And quite frankly, I tend not to associate with people who abuse women. So if you're wondering why I don't associate with Reds Rhetoric, it's because I've watched him abuse a woman in real life. Yep. And feel free to challenge me on that one, buddy. Feel fucking free. Because I got receipts. Because quite a few of us were there. So, yeah, absolutely. If you abuse women in my fucking presence, You are gone. You are worthless. You are shit to me. You are a fucking worthless ass human being that can't even call himself a man. So, absolutely, expect that shit.
I stole $3,000.
He's lucky I didn't let somebody whoop his ass for that. So, if you are wondering, G-Man, if you want to put your nose into why I don't associate with Redline, it's because of that. And because I had to talk to that woman and say, that's abusive. You shouldn't be in this situation. Feel free to fact check me on that. Feel free for anybody to challenge me on that one. Please do. I want you to. So, just so there's no illusions about that as to why I don't associate with certain people. I'm not going to be used, and I'm not going to associate with people who abuse women. There we go.
Positively godless. It'll be the rest of them on here too. Give it enough time.
I decided to stop associating with Positively Godless because he tried to touch my pee-pee.
If you're friends with this guy, at some point, you're going to be prayed for him. Mark my words. And remember, you heard it here first. You heard it on this channel first. All right? Some of you are like, well, why are you giving Dragnet the time of day? Why are you talking about him? He's not really making any videos about you. You're right. I don't need to talk about Drag. Drag's doing a fine job destroying his own reputation here on the internet. I'm just talking about how Christians are manipulated on YouTube by you YouTube atheists and how Shanny is being manipulated by you YouTube atheists. You play make-believe. You pretend like you care about somebody. You give bad, fake advice. And then when somebody acts on it and it hurts them, you want to try to act like you never said anything and whatnot.
Wait, bad fake advice? What is he talking about? Oh, yeah, Lucifer, you were there. I was there for the part with Reds. Thank you. So I almost forgot. Lucifer, you were there. So if any of y'all are wondering, there's a real life backer right there. So I'm not what. So I hate when he's vague like this because now I have to play a guessing game. What bad fake advice? What? Who? G-Man? Who? What happened? What happened, man? Why don't you tell people? Put it out there. Who exactly gave advice to who? How was it bad? And what happened?
And then you want to go back and say, you're only this way because you're a Christian or because you believe in a God. And then you do these things so that you can make super chats and make money. Like, honestly, and let me screen share this again. If Dragnet was the kind of person that cared about people, why is he doing this?
Because I like caring about people who deserve it, and I want to make the people laugh. And so that was for me to laugh and the person holding the camera laugh, and anybody else. So what is our resident physician saying? Cedal says he probably doesn't have an overt psychotic disorder. Haldol Depakote is often used in people with substantial mood lability issues, particularly with features of aggression. That doesn't sound like G-Man at all. Does it? So that sounds about right. So Shepard, I never said it was physical. So this right here, the same parodies that I've always done. I've done one of G-Man. G-Man's done one of me. Shanny's done fucking parodies of people. But he's upset. He's upset with me doing a parody of her and going all the histrionics that she does. Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
I'm not really understanding how you guys believe that this somehow proves that you guys aren't manipulators. He did that because he wants a response.
That video was a response. It's weird, man. It's crazy. Yeah, I couldn't. So the pillows are lopsided because the other one was taking up so much space in that shirt. Between my fat and the size of the shirt, there wasn't much room left. I don't know how she finds the shirts that she finds. But yeah, it's like, it obviously is a parody. And yeah, that chair almost fell over on me. That's why I had to reach back and stop the chair from falling.
He gets a response, and then this happens. Hold on a minute. Let me close this player. If he gets a response, then he can make a longer video where he's making super chats.
Is he going to go find a super chat?
All of the money.
What she does. Like, you have to really admire.
Like this is supposed to be a college student, right?
So, I've literally said, I'm about to end this. This is going on too long. I got to start getting about an hour and a half or go to fucking gym, man. But just, I literally said that I have this what is this? Donation thing, the scroller. I have that there just to fuck with him. That's the only reason I even have that up there. And with the what the hell's going on clip from Tremors, that's just to fuck with him. That's it. It says cheddar. You probably can't even see it. It says cheddar biscuits fun. Like it's. I put that there to fuck with him, and so he lets me know that it works. So now I need to make it. Let me make it bigger. Just because it fucks with you, G-Man, I'm going to make it bigger, unlike Rev's penis. We're going to make this bigger. All right. I need to change the color on that because you can't even see the words. There we go. So now it takes up even more space. There we go, G-Man, just for you.
You know what I mean? He'll sit there and he'll talk about her for an hour and a half, 2 hours or whatever, just so that he can get this, because this is the only only reason he's doing it. He's not trying to help nobody. He's not trying to help nobody.
Who said I was trying to help you or anybody? That, you know what? People do get helped out. Because you don't hear about it doesn't mean that nobody's getting helped out. Because these are excess fun. I don't pay my bills with YouTube money. I have my own. So if you want to see me helping out people, well, look no further than your own Cash App or PayPal. Because guess who has been the recipient to some of this super chat money? Oh, you forgot about that, huh? It's weird, folks, how he talks about Dragnot's never helped out. He's trying to help anyone, but how many times have y'all seen him accept money from me, from the super chats? How many times have y'all seen that? And I keep doing it because he keeps, I love when he lies. It's worth the $5 or $10, $15 that I send him. Just to catch him lying. Just to catch him lying. It's worth every fucking penny. Because y'all have seen, I've had his name scrolling across here as he's lied and said that Dragnot's never helped me. Okay, bro. All right.
Okay? But then these atheists want to sit here and they want to try to act like, you know what I mean? Oh, we're doing better. You ain't doing better than nobody. Let me try to reduce the size of this here real quick. There we go. And like I said, you can see the money that he's making over talking about this woman. Okay? The first video was made to get her mad and upset.
He doesn't watch my videos, by the way.
Then, if it doesn't work, he'll find another.
Oh, I missed a super chat. My bad. What was this? Cyberweeze. What's up? What's happening, D? Nothing much. We're just enjoying some G-Man content. That's all, man.
Another video, and then he'll go out there and just talk about it and get his super chats and everything and whatnot. He's done this to me a bunch of times on this YouTube channel. This whole channel is practically based on me.
You're welcome.
He's even admitted that the video where he receives the most super chats is when he talks about me.
That's true.
And he tries to do everything in his mama to try to do something to get a response. The Geek Room does the same thing too.
No, actually, I don't have to do anything. There's very seldom that I've actually done something with the express intention to get a response out of you. I won't say that I've done nothing because that wouldn't be true. I've actually provoked you in ways that you don't even realize yet. So if any, G-Man, if I've manipulated anyone, it has been you, but it's never been directly, right? I could directly provoke you by just fucking with you on Skype. I could just send you an email. I can just make a video overtly provoking a response, trying to, what you said, goat you into making a response. But the best way to fuck with you that I found is indirectly. It's just to put something out in the ether and then it will make its way back to me. and you don't even realize it. The comment that you had made a few weeks ago about coughing on someone trying to serve you papers, where do you think that you got that idea from, idiot? What do you remember back? Where did you hear about that? Who told you that? How did they know? How do you think that they knew about that? That was me. Because you're an idiot and you believe literally anything. That's how. If anybody, you should change his name. How G-Man was manipulated by YouTube atheists. That's what the title list should be. That's what it should be. But thank you for watching The Geek Room, watching Salt Mine. Thank you for your patronage. All the views, everything still count. But man, oh man, oh man. The irony in this video, the guy actually being manipulated, because I don't have mind control powers, but I do a pretty good job of taking y'all's idiocy and turning it into entertainment. I do actually manipulate that. Absolutely. Because if one of the things that I love about the interwebs is that everybody thinks they're so fucking clever. The problem is the people who really think that take themselves far too seriously. When you learn to let go and relax, have a little fun, you can do all types of things. But here's the kicker. Here is the kicker, the best thing. I have offered to every single person who ends up in my cadre of idiots, you can do the same thing to me. You can do the exact same. In fact, I will make videos of just me sitting and talking about any topic just for you to review, because I'm an egoist that way. But man, oh man, oh man, is it just a struggle for you guys to, I guess, get the wherewithal or the time or the talent just to do what I do to you. Because that's it. The best way that I found to fuck with you, G-Man, is to do what you do to other people. The best way that I found to fuck with Shanny is to do what she does to people. That's it. You just reciprocate the behavior. Fuck being a better man. I'm being petty. But it is funny when you guys cry about it.
Freedom.
It's pledge week.
Oh, it's always pledge week. Give me your money and your blowjobs. Now! Now!
Hannibal Amati, love hearing their name come out of my mouth. But I'm not going to screen share their channel because I already know what they're about.
About music and bullshit.
All right? You got several of these YouTubers that are trying to do it. And it just ain't going to work with me no more because I read right through you guys. You use people.
Yeah.
And then when you get it.
That's it, G-Man.
What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Let me finish this cheddar.
That scared me a little bit. That just scared me just a little bit. And I gotta reset the thing. Oh, she complete. Okay, I see what. Okay, she completed the fucking. Here. That she completed that. Okay, now I gotta reset it and put something stupid like G-Man's syphilis medicine or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, I might just buy more. Do y'all actually know that that's what I spend the money on? Do y'all actually know that? That's not a joke. I actually do buy an enormous amount of lobster bisque. It is actually, in the last week, I've probably ordered lobster bisque and steak twice from Perry Steakhouse because it is that delicious. That I've actually done that. So it is. That's not a joke. I'm not being facetious. I actually do. I eat an absurd amount of lobster bisque. I should feel ashamed, but that's my only meal in the day, so I'm going to enjoy it. And of course, I order the wife something. I got to find out something that she likes from that place because she didn't like the filet mignon. It tasted like G-Man made it.
When you get your little 1,000 subs, you know what I mean? You want to act like you're better than everybody.
You want to act like you're better. Who just got 1,000 subs on their channel, G-Man? You did. Now you're better than everybody. I'm not. I'm a motherfucker on the internet. All I do is listen to your stupid videos and I make commentary because people can't listen to you on their own. They have to have a Dragnot filter and then they can listen to it for some reason. I don't know. In reality, your donations are to diabetes. It's sort of, when my leg wakes up, I'll give you a better answer, okay?
Because you can get super chats now.
He is so hurt by that. Some of y'all thought I was kidding about that. How many times? We're not even 25 minutes into this video, and I've been talking for far too long. out of the 24 minutes, just think back. If you've been watching from the very beginning, how many times has G-Man mentioned donation, super chat, money, filthy lucracy? How many times has he actually referenced that? It's been quite a few times, hasn't it? When I tell y'all that he is upset about that, he's mad. I still have emails somewhere on Google, my dragout@gmail.com, where he's talking about that in emails, and he's upset. And there's responses, and some of y'all have seen these because I've screenshotted, because nothing between him and I are private, and I've told him that because he likes to lie. The instance, G-Man, that you continuously mention being upset with anybody getting money, specifically me, that's going to trigger more people to give me money. They're doing it to piss you off. I have literally told him this. Some of y'all have seen the screenshots on Skype, on Google Mail, and live. At least 3 different venues, I have told him this, and he still does it, and he's still mad. So, what else am I to do? If I told him, here's G-Man, I can show you the graphs in fucking Streamlabs. When I get the most donations are when you're the most salty. The more you mention, there's a 1-to-1 correlation there. You keep mentioning the donations and how it makes you mad, the more they roll in.
Freedom! Freedom!
The LOOBIS rules.
The Lubis rules. Lubis, man, look, if you're gonna go and hang out with the G-Man, don't sit there and play that game where he keeps hiding you. If he's gonna start that, let him know. Look, I'm not gonna stick around here, because he will be in that room by himself talking to himself. All right? Don't let him do that to y'all. I keep forgetting to mention that. Don't let him do that. All right? Y'all have the power to provide him the content, because no one's gonna sit and watch him talk to himself, really. So, just a little bit of drag advice. Y'all do what you want, right? But I'm just from personal experience. You gonna try lobster bisque? Look, the lobster bisque from Sudi's Catfish House is not that great. That's kind of like my meh lobster bisque. The lobster bisque from Perry's Steakhouse is divine, absolutely divine, and I'd have to say the lobster bisque from Red Lobster is, well, it's Red Lobster.
People manipulate you. Theists on YouTube, don't let them manipulate you. Other religions on YouTube, don't let them manipulate you. They're only doing it so they can make money here on the internet. I mean,
what did I just say? What did I just fucking say? What did I just fucking say? He just did it again.
Even saying this, that the reason why some of them even say they're atheists, some of them know that they're not by now. Most of them understand that they're theists, right? But the ones that are making money has to continue this act in this in this land of make-believe thing that they're doing on here, just so that they can make their money. That's the only reason they're doing it. Why do you think Mr. Silvas is promoting the idea of not debating? Because he knows you guys lost. Like, one of these days, get him in private and really ask him, who do you think won the great debate? He knows who won the great debate, and it ain't the atheist community. Y'all got y'all behinds handed to you. Half of us can be playing with a Game Boy and only giving you 10% of our attention and beat you in a debate on these topics.
I don't think there's a winner of the great debate. I don't know what he means by that. But it's weird to me that, well, if you get dragged out in private, I'm gonna say something different. I may, depending on what the topic is, because there's certain things that I won't talk about publicly, G-Man. But it's what Nate $2 evil donation, exactly. Nate, you're contributing to Nate. You're aiding and abetting. You're supposed to be my lawyer against Von Hilton. You're aiding and abetting. Now Von Hilton's gonna be after you. Lubis, I will do whatever Dragon Lord commands. There we go. But like, I'm not sure why he thinks that that's something that I even care about. I have talked to Matt about this topic, good old Dillahunty, and I said, look, I'm at the point where, I know people like watching debates, but what we call debates on here, they're more like organized discussions, that organized shit shows. I would rather have a discussion or a deliberative dialogue, because that's actually more constructive. And he agreed with me, you know? He doesn't, because, hey, you know what? It's something to do. He does enjoy doing them from time to time, depending on who he's talking to, but it's like, it's a hit and miss. So that's my personal feeling. People do whatever the fuck they want to do. Right? I'm telling you what I do and what I like doing. I like having discussions and deliberative dialogues. If you don't know what a deliberative dialogue is, you should try having one in real life. They're actually very, very constructive. I like them better than discussions because they're more organized. But that's just me. Again, personal preference. Do whatever the fuck you want to do, as the Hodge twins like to say. Nate Brody said, lobster bisque is my favorite. Thank you. Somebody understands. This shit is the bomb.
If G-Man had text-to-speech super chats, it'll be broke super chatting Bukaki over and over.
The fact that he got him to say he likes Bukaki, is anybody surprised by that? Come on now, it's G-Man. It's G-Man. But anyway, I'm done. Looks like Xavier's coming over. We're going to hit the gym and do some working outs. There is something. Some of y'all see Mr. Nicholas Lamar Suter in the chat. Everybody say, hi, Nick. How you doing? Yes, he and I have had a rough and tumble in the past. But like all good relationships, some of them start with a little bit of bullshit. So please welcome him with open arms and the biggest, manliest hug you can give him. Anyway, I'll be back probably Wednesday. And there's a lot of funny stuff going on with Shanny and Rev. They're going through a phase where they're doing one of those weird 180s where just a week ago they hate black people and despise them. Now they're for Black Lives Matter, and Rev is saying Trump's a pedophile, and so it's just, you know what? Maybe it's something in the water. Maybe that's what it is. I have no idea. So I'm thinking about mixing up a little bit because D-Roy had a lot to say very recently, and I need to finish his video. I'm probably actually going to charge my headset and listen to it while I'm in the gym because it is painful to listen to him on regular speed. So I will play y'all out. Thank you for aiding and abetting and providing lobster bisque money. And when this COVID stuff is over, I'm planning on taking Mrs. Drag to Perry's because that's fine dining around these parts. So Vincent just threw $2 at me. I'm not a whore. Just throw money at me. Let you do it. What was I going to say? There was something I was going to say. I forgot what it was. Oh, thank you as well. And because someone sent me an email and reminded me about this, and I want to make sure. The fuck? Really? Really? I know who you are. Really? Yes. Some of y'all. Check your local area because some gyms have opened and some have not. I'm trying to remember how the language is that's used to reopen some of the gyms, but I think the governor of your area gives guidelines for certain public facilities, and then if it's a school or if it's 24-hour fitness, they have kind of their own guidelines that they're following that are in line with the governor of wherever the fuck you live. So, and of course that's a state by state thing. So yes, I'm in Texas. The school gym is open. It's a smaller gym, not open to the public. So there's that. And I think they have a phase in between because there's 55 or 65 and older are between I think like 8 and 11 a.m. or some shit like that. And then there's a cleaning phase, and then they go to kind of open enrollment. I had to call. That's what the phone call that I did earlier was me calling the gym and making an appointment to go to the gym. So there's that. So they're taking precautions for that sort of thing. So yeah, check your local area. But it is what it is. But I need to go to the gym. I need to get out of here and do something. So other than that, I start classes next week. So I will try to be on a more regular schedule. Online classes because we're still not actually in the fucking university again. But other than that, thank you all for your donation money and filthy lucracy. Thank you for the nudes. Somebody sent me some nudes. Thank you. Those will be under lock and key. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for that very much. I appreciate it. All right, that's it. I'm gone. Where's the outro? There we go. Audacity.
The announcement is this: I'm going to be doing a Google Hangout next Friday, not today, but next Friday, and that particular Google Hangout will be focused on primarily one thing. I'm asking everyone to bring their own personal rap to this particular Google Hangout.
I'm gonna expose myself on YouTube. I'm gonna make a YouTube video embarrassing myself.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, I got to tell you about the fabulous, most groovy
G-Man!
You know you're breaking the law right now.
I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir.
I am not playing Dragnet.
My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity. My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence. My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. No big business can I be? My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey City. G-Man, you got the audacity. You're going to jail. You got the audacity. My name is G-Man. You got the audacity. That's all I got to say. You got the audacity. I stole $3,000. You got the audacity. You got the audacity. Because you don't got no evidence. My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. No big business can I be? My name is G-Man. My name is G-Man. You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even out-talk me. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey. Come to Jersey City.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the